discuss and topics related to the SDGs in the ASEAN region. We are collaborating on this initiative with the with the Asian Solidarity Economic Council, ASEC, and also including Dr. Victor Karunan as well as our resource person. So these monthly dialogues are held every last Wednesday of the month. A key expert on SDG topics and themes are invited to make a presentation at this dialogue. So basically, there will be a total of 5 dialogues starting from July until November 2024. The first dialogue, we had Dr. Victor Karunan as the speaker, and he discussed about SDGs and ASEAN, progress, challenges, and moving forward. For the second dialogue we had last month, we had Dr. Benjamin Quinones Jr. and also Mr. Akanut Wantanan Sombut, who discussed about the social solidarity economy. And there will be another 2 upcoming dialogues next month and another 2 months, focusing on the environment and the main theme of SDGs, which is leaving no one behind. So today, for the third series, we have invited Mr. Setio Budiontoro from the SDGs National Secretariat, Ministry of National Development Planning Indonesia, to talk about SDGs and ASEAN, economic progress and challenges. Today's series will be moderated by Zoel Ng, the director of my SDG Academy. A little bit of background for today's session. Economic progress is a crucial component of sustainable development, directly impacting poverty reduction, employment, and overall quality of life. However, achieving economic growth that is inclusive and sustainable remains a significant challenge for ASEAN countries. So this dialogue for today aims to explore the current state of economic progress in ASEAN, identify key challenges, and discuss potential strategies to overcome these obstacles. So now I shall pass to Zoel to start the dialogue for today.
All right, thank you very much, Hilda. So, good day, good morning. I'm not sure whether someone is in the evening time, but welcome to this dialogue. And also, I wish to welcome Dr. Ben from ASEC, and is also one of our co-organizer for this upcoming ASEAN SDG and SSE dialogue in 2025, which is scheduled in the 2nd and 3rd of May. And the other person that I would like to special acknowledge is Dr. Victor. Dr. Victor is our mentor and the person behind actually putting up to architect the whole program. So maybe Dr. Ben, would you like to say hi, and then Dr. Victor before I introduce and pass the mic to our speaker today.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be part of this webinar today in promotion of the SSE SDG conference in May 2025 in Kuala Lumpur. So I just acknowledge our old colleagues who are here today, and I'm so glad to be part of this webinar, and hopefully we can learn from each other. So let's exchange ideas and see to it that we promote this SDG in our respective countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. And Dr. Victor?
Yes, on my side too, welcome everyone to this third webinar that we're organizing. We've had 2 of them with good participation and very interesting ideas that have been shared. We look forward to the presentation today as well on the economic aspects of SDG progress in ASEAN. We hope we can have a good discussion today. So on my side too, welcome to everyone, and look forward to a fruitful discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Victor. So I just want to acknowledge the 2 very, very great mentors that mentoring the whole process. And without further ado, we have a very interesting speaker today. Before I came in touch with Mr. Bodion, Chandra actually sent me the video, said, "Oh, you must go through the video." And I went through it. It's really interesting. I learned one word when I go through the videos. It's about SDG washing. Okay, we heard a lot about greenwashing, but in the sharing of our speaker today, he actually mentioned the SDG washing. And another things that he touched on is on the financing. So he actually did a mapping and also how to consolidate the finances, the resources available to move the agenda on the sustainable development. As you know, from the poster, The speaker today is the Manager of Economy Development Pillar at the SDG National Secretariat at the Ministry of the National Development Planning Indonesia. And he was previously served as an expert advisor for the UNDP, and with over 20 years of experience in public policy, sustainable development, and innovative financing. So I really look forward for these sections. So the sixth section was divided into the two components. The first component, we will hear about the sharing and insight and the latest progress about the SDG and also in the financing, sustainable financing, which is related to SSE, social solidarity economy. How we can move the agenda with sustainable financing and resources, and also the progress in the ASEAN countries. So we'll hear about the insight, the report, and the sharing from our esteemed speaker. Water component 2 will be on Q&A. And therefore, I really welcome every one of you to put down your notes. If you have any questions, you are most welcome to put down your questions with which country you come from at the chat box. So this is the beauty of joining the live streaming, because we will do this recording and put it on YouTube for those who cannot join us on live. But for people who can join us on that live, then you have this privilege to have a direct conversation with our esteemed speaker. All right, so without further ado, I would like to hand over the stage to our esteemed speaker of the day, Mr. Budia. Let's welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Shoaib, for the introduction. I think you already mentioned many things. So that is what I actually would like to share because the committee already also sharing some things that I would like also to emphasize related to what is the progress of SDGs in the global level and in ASEAN, and also later on, like what Shoaib said, that I would like to share about the Indonesia experiences, especially because there are a lot of already happened in Indonesia, especially in innovative financing. So that is what I would like to share about that. And okay, so now we go to the substance that I would like to share. So this is actually this is the data that quite gloomy, as we know that during the head of state meetings at the UN last year, the end of last year. So we see that the gloomy situation happened. As we know that only 15% of SDGs achieved. So it means that behind the number is about the tragedy of humanity can be happen if we cannot achieve the SDGs, especially if this is very low, 15%. And if we go to further to the Asia Pacific region, even also worse also actually. So it's about 14.4%. And then if we would like to achieve SDGs with the current pace, with the current speed, so it's we need 42 years. So it means in 2065 we achieve SDGs if we in our business as usual scenario that we already have in now. So that is the challenge that we have. So that is why we need so much progressive things that we expect that accelerate to in achieving SDGs, and you can see that in here, especially for the climate action, that quite worrying because now it's getting reversed now, as we already know also that the 1.5%, 1.5 degree of Celsius will be inevitable. So that is why it seems that we need to readjust and accelerate the pace that we have, and this is especially in Southeast Asia. Actually, if we compare to Asia Pacific in general, it's much better, but still there are many challenges, and if we see in here the climate action also in goal 13, there are also some challenges also, and this is also still in red. So, and this is the situation, the current situation that the indicators are showing us about the current situation of Southeast Asia. And if we ask to the Southeast ASEAN, so what is actually the concerns? What is the top concern of Southeast ASEAN related to the current situation? And then we see that about the economy, like what we discussed today now is very important. This is the concern and the most concern related to the unemployment and economic recession. I will go further later on. And also more than just economy, but now we see much more broader, as we see that the climate change, and of course we see that this is more intense, and it brings the drought, floods, cyclone, rising sea levels. That is also quite worrying to us, and we already know some of our countries in ASEAN. We already also have these challenges, and then related to the inequality. So that is why this is very important, and the discussion today related to the social solidarity economy, because this is the heart of the issue of the concern related to the challenge of widening socioeconomic gaps and rising of income disparity. And related to this one, to the increased military tension, of course, I will not touch of this, because this is not my major. But of course, this is very important as the necessary condition. Of course, this is not sufficient, but this is of course the peace as the necessary condition that we should have. But I will not so much touch about this. And we see this is the SDGs 1 related to poverty and also inequality, this one. And then SDGs 8 related to the decent work and economic growth. And this is become the concern. Actually, also in worldwide, actually related to the quality of working that we are now have a challenge. And then related to the climate action that now becomes burning issue everywhere. And now we go to the first goal of SDGs. And then we see in here that actually there are a lot of progress in reducing poverty in ASEAN. So in average, almost 50% in 1990, the poverty, but then decreasing into 15% in 2015. So that is the progress that we see. Quite this, of course, this is quite encouraging for us. And what is the most progressive? This is we see actually Vietnam. Vietnam is make a poverty story almost the same of China, I think. So from 72% in 1990, then to become 4.2%. So this is, of course, is incredible. And Laos also from almost 50% to almost 20%. So it's already more than half already reduced. And this is the current situation that we see that actually in general in ASEAN there are good improvement related to this. And then if we see the economic progress also, of course, ASEAN is one of the dynamic economy in the world, of course, and if we see the average of economic growth, so in 2022 is almost 6%, in almost 6%, and this one we can see in here in the related to the economic growth. So we see that Malaysia. Malaysia is almost 9% in 2022. And then, of course, Vietnam, that we see probably some experts say that it will be the new Singapore. And also for the Philippines, recently there are a lot of progress for this. And in average is the economic grew in more than 10 years is 4.4%. And then for the ASEAN nominal GDP per capita also increasing almost 40% from 2010 until 2022. So this is quite encouraging for ASEAN. And this is what is the concern of the Southeast ASEANs. And if we see the unemployment, and unemployment actually is this is open unemployment. So for the open unemployment, actually is in average, of course, less than 5%, and this is quite okay, I think. And you can see in the numbers in here, the left side. But what is the remain homework that we are now currently faces is the youth unemployment. The youth unemployment. So if you compare of the open unemployment in general, and you see the open youth unemployment, so it can also more than 2 or 3 times in here. So youth unemployment in general is the challenges in ASEAN countries. So this is what we face today. And also this is what I also wrote this one in ASEAN Times. So about the vulnerability of youth unemployment. So in general, if we read from the World Economic Forum, actually youth unemployment in the world is declining even if we compare before COVID. But it is uneven. This is uneven. And also if we go to deeper, further, related the quality of jobs. So this is quite worrying because almost 30% of youth in Southeast Asia and Pacific actually engage in precarious employment. So this is the challenge that we have, and the rise of the temporary jobs. So increasing numbers of young people in the region and are in temporary jobs without social security or contracts. So indicating the decline in employment quality. So now the challenge is that the permanent of part-timer. So this is the challenge, actually not just ASEAN, but in the world actually. And this is really vulnerable actually related to this one, related to the social security especially. And then, and what is the challenge of this? As we know, that like Grabs, Gojek in Indonesia also. So it brings a lot of employment, even if we compare in Indonesia. So like one of the biggest company in Indonesia. So they just absorb about 300,000 workers, and it's already more than like 20 years and something like that. But through this, they already absorb like more than 2 million. But the quality is, and that is the concern. Employability, okay, but the quality of employment, that is the challenge, and also related to the limits of access to skill building. So this one is really challenging, and of course, yeah, this is affecting the social mobility, practical mobility, and economic stability, of course, because this is very vulnerable, and we need to upskilling and reskilling programs to, of course, to help the youth in our current situation, and that we know the disruption is really big, and actually we currently actually really don't know what will happen in the next 10 years or 5 years precisely because of the disruption in everything, like in AI, in also in working and everything. So it's a this is really the period of uncertainty, and this is what we challenge today. And then also related to the Gini ratio. So this is related to the inequality. If we see the inequality so there are a lot of improvement also related to inequality. Then we see in here Thailand reduce the highest of reducing in inequality, almost of 0.5 until 0.43 in 2021 from 2010. And what is quite interesting in here is Vietnam, because Vietnam with the reformation, with the economic growth very high, and they already make some reformation of that. If I'm not mistaken, in early 2000s, and then so increasing the economic growth and also declining the poverty and inequality. So this is what we see in Vietnam. And the remain challenges, of course, we see in here Singapore already also declining, and also Philippines in here already also declining, but still remain 0.44. So this is the threshold, as we understand in Gini ratio. If more than 0.4, so it's considered as unequal. So this is the challenge that we have. And related to the climate change, I would like to relate to the concern of Southeast Asia. So this is the research from the Swiss Re Assurance. And we can find in here that actually the most impacted countries in climate change mostly in Southeast Asia. You can see in here Thailand, India, of course, in ASEAN, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia are particularly the economic vulnerable to the economic impact of climate change due to the exposure of extreme weather risks and physical risks. So this is what they find with their research. And the challenge that we have in ASEAN, and actually not only ASEAN, but now because we discussed related to ASEAN. So ASEAN will facing aging population, and probably very fast. Then it will shifting our demographic structure. So the old dependency ratio from 10% to be in 2000 until 13% in 2022, and then Singapore experienced the highest increase. You can see it here, and also actually Thailand also have the highest increase of aging population. So that is the challenge that we have. Even of course Singapore, the most advanced and the richest country, still also have that challenges, and also related to Thailand. And then what is my observation, and actually our observation? This is our paper that will be published by ASEAN related to emerging trends in ASEAN. Of course, what I already mentioned related to aging population, and this aging population, of course, it will relates to the middle income trend. Because if we already facing the aging population, and especially also in Indonesia, if we are not achieving for the middle income trend, so it will be challenges for Indonesia and of course other countries in ASEAN, because the engine of growth will be not as previously. And then this is a climate change impact. I already also mentioned. Not only economic impact, but of course related to mortality rates and public health. Of course, as we already know about this related to the climate change, and also related to the public health and also actually to conflict also. Then food security challenges, as we understand, this is related to the climate change, and we know about El Nino, and if we have the El Nino, so the rising of food prices, the food inflation, of course, that is the challenge in ASEAN. And then undernutrition, malnutrition, especially in slum area, or the slum area, because the inflation of food, and they cannot grow the vegetables and everything. So that is why it will be give very bad impact for especially for urban poverty. And if we also read from Kompas research, and that is in Indonesia, so the climate change will impact it severity of poverty 5 times if that happens, especially in urban area. And of course, urbanization, this is also challenging because then we see the water stress and food stress of the situation in urban area, because the scarcity of water, so from the availability and also the needs, and also the threats related to digital transformation. Of course, this is a good news, and also of course, and this is also of course we know related to the both side of knife. It will be help, and also related to the employment, especially. So it will be very much have impact, as we understand it now. And there are a lot of precarious employment that I already mentioned. And then I would like to go deeper, especially I would like to contribute for the insight for the next meeting for the social solidarity economy. And I would like to share about how Indonesia experiences of integrating whole of government and whole society approaches to achieve SDGs. And also I would like also to share about the innovative financing, like Shul say. And so if we see the survey from the SDG-SSE, Indonesia considered as the seven of commitment of government related to achieving SDGs, and the 7 highest. But if we see much more deeper, so actually Indonesia is the highest in Asia. In Asia, the government committed to achieving SDGs, and even we compare with other advanced countries. So Indonesia is quite significant related to the commitment for this. And then that is why also that why the achievement of Indonesia is quite encouraging. So if we see the achievement in global level is 15%, so Indonesia is 62%, 62%, and Indonesia is the highest in achievement of SDGs in upper middle income countries, especially for the acceleration. So that is the research that we read from the Boston Consulting Group. So that is what would be found. And if you would like to see the data or the numbers, so this is the numbers. We see that 289 indicators of SDGs in our 17 goals. So you can see in here, the green one is achieved, the yellow one progressing but still not achieved, and red requires special attention, and the data unavailable for the green one. So 60% achieved, 138 indicators, 31 showing progress, and then 55 still are required as special attention. So this is the landscape, the overview, the indicators of the details of SDGs in Indonesia. So every numbers in here matters. Of course, this is tell the stories about the human, not only about the numbers or statistics. And then how Indonesia, I would like to share, how Indonesia implement SDGs. So we mainstream SDGs in our national medium-term development planning. So we already mainstream SDGs in the medium-term development planning. So it means that if we achieving SDGs, it means also like by 1K2. So we also achieve our national development target. So that is the idea. And we already also calculated how many targets that included in our national medium-term development planning. And just recently already in our public publication also that in our long-term long-term development planning until 2045 in our 100 years of independence. So we also mainstreaming SDGs in our long-term development planning until 2045. And then we also have the SDGs roadmap that showing the trajectory, business as usual projection, and also if we would like to achieve our national target, and also what is the intervention we did, and also the financing gap, and also financing strategy, and also this is the one of the most important thing related to the SDGs National Action Plan. So this is very inclusive. So this is not only a government, but non-state also included in here. We try to orchestrate all of the effort in achieving SDGs, and also for the subnational, for the provincial action plan, we also have the planning, and also for the MONEF. For the MONEF, we also submitted our PNR, and you will see also our rich numbers related to the data SDGs in our dashboard. You can see how we try to included the spirit of no one left behind. So you can see that this aggregation in here is very, very rich in gender, in income level, in disability. So you can see in rural, urban, you can see in here. And also how we try also to ensure the inclusiveness of achieving SDGs. So this is the MSP, the multi-stakeholder partnership in achieving SDGs. So this is each of the role of the stakeholder, government, parliaments, philanthropy and private sector, academia, university, NGO, and also of course we bring our inclusiveness and also the equal partnership in here. And this is how we localize SDGs in our subnational level in provinces. And also we build also the SDG center in the universities. So we already have more than 50 now, already like 54 SDG centers in the university all over Indonesia. Now currently also in Papua. Now already also there are a lot of progress of the building of the SDG center. So it will become the facilitator, the think tank for the SDG implementation in the subnational level. So like Sol said, this is the challenge related to the financing, as we understand that financing really become the most focus in our summit of the future. And also just recently we can also see the Pact of the Future that already published, that financing now the most challenges that we would like to address in the global level also. And this is the financial needs of the global SDGs, about 4 trillion per year. And this is in Indonesia. So if we would like to achieve until 2030, this is the financing gap, $1 trillion, and then after COVID, $1.7 trillion. So this is the financing gap that we have. And I think this is very important, how we try to orchestrate all of the stakeholders related to the financing, how we can hand in hand, how we can synergize of financing. So like in OJK, our financial service authority, so we have the sustainable taxonomy. So we have the roadmap for sustainable finance, and we have the detail for the sustainable taxonomy. So each of the loan or bond or sukuk, so it should refer to the classification of sustainable taxonomy. And then also, as Indonesia also one of the most populous country in Muslim country, so we have also the fikih zakat on SDGs. So this is how faith-based financing, especially from the Islamic teaching, how we relate to the SDGs. And then also Indonesia is the one of the country in issuing the first in issuing country in issuing SDGs bond in Asia, SDGs bond, and the second of in the world after Mexico, and then green sukuk the first, and then the blue bond also the first in the world using the ICMA principle. We have also Indonesia Impact Fund, and also related to the blended financing. As we become the host in 2022 to become the G20 presidency at the time, and then we launched our communique related to the G20 principle scale up of blended finance, which I think this is very relevant to the social solidarity economy. Later on, if we would like to discuss this further, I think this is very interesting related to this one, to the blended finance, and how we also mobilize the investment for the sustainable investment. And also Indonesia is one of the member of sustainable stock exchange, and all of the companies open public listed company, and compulsory they must submitted their sustainable report in 2025, and also for all of the financial institutions in Indonesia. And this is the innovation of financing in Indonesia related to public finance. We integrated planning and budgeting, and also SDGs budget taking. We already have that climate budget taking related to green sukuk, SDGs bond, blended finance, and this is called commercial finance, sustainable finance roadmap. And fintech, of course, we know that Indonesia also have so many for the fintech is very so many, almost half of the the e-commerce also in Indonesia, related to this one. And then also the private finance related to philanthropy and crowdfunding. And as Indonesia is considered as 6 years later the most generous country in the world. So that is why philanthropy is very important for that. That is why also blended finance very important. And Indonesia also becomes the pioneer, one of the pioneer in facilitating the integrated national financing framework. So we already have the report for this, and we already have the landscape of the scattered initiative of financing in development related to SDGs in government, also in private sector, and also in philanthropy, and how we try to synergize all of this effort, how we try to orchestrate this one. So this is what we try to synergize all of the effort to achieving SDGs. So that is the idea of integrated national financing framework. So this is we working with UNDP, and what is very important as we have a limited time, and also our financing also has some challenges, especially after the COVID, because the economic not very fast as previous COVID. And then, of course, we have some limitation of the budget. And also, that is why we need to be much more strategic. And that is why we do this research, how we try to identify what is the highest leverage indicators, what is the priority of intervention of the goal of the target of the indicators, which can have impacted to the multiplier effect of others indicators. And also, if we would like to achieve of this indicator, we need previous indicator that we need to achieve. So that is what the idea of the centrality and also proximity of the indicators that is very strategic. And we already make a calculation and 36 indicator which is have a top centrality and mostly in basic services that we consider through the dynamic research related to this. And so what is the key takeaways of my presentation of we try to see the landscape of achieving SDGs in ASEAN and also in Indonesia much more deeper. What I really know so much related to that. So we need to holistic awareness. So of course we have so many progresses, but of course we also understand that there are a lot of challenges that we see that is the remain homework of inequality of and then the economic shift. As we understand, all of the country in the world now have these challenges of the economic shifts. And then also we need to understand the systemic root. So not only just the iceberg, the tip of iceberg. So that is what is the need what we would like to address, and also demanding a solution that go beyond conventional approaches. As now we have the new challenges, of course, the operating system that we have previously probably not so suited with the current situation. So that is why we need the operating system that quite different with the previous one because the challenges is different. And then education in broader terms is very important because we need to meet the future challenges. As we understand, education is the most significant factor for the social mobility, economic mobility, and also how to make the let's say the workers or the students to relevant to the situation. So that is why critical thinking, problem solving, and the relevance of curricula is very important to this current situation, and also how the students to participate and even innovate with the very dynamic disruption that we have. And of course, innovative financing, of course, is very important. And what I already mentioned also about the innovative financing, because if we just rely on government budget and also just rely on commercial finance, it will be difficult to reach the unreachable, or we call it the no one left behind. So this is very important. So that is why blended finance is very important. And then some recommendation that from the reflection. I think integrated implementation of SDGs is very important. So we try to link the strategy of government, of national policy on and regional or subnational policy, integrated and actionable, measurable, and also contribute to sustainable development, and how we forge inclusive partnership in achieving this one. So that is why I call the role of government and role of society approach. So working together, like what we learned from the COVID. but now much more to the longer or development term, not in the specific very dangerous situation, but we need to bring more to the much more strategic. So that is why cultivate partnership is very important, all of the stakeholders, and to be more effective solution and ensure that no one left behind, and also to embrace for the broader scale, because there are a lot of initiatives, of course, but still in small scale, I see, and we need to much more broader for that. And also related to the social solidarity, I think, and this is very important. As we know, we also have a challenge related to the aging population and everything, and also even in rich country like in Singapore, that very low or no poverty, but still in related to the housing and everything, as I read from the research, that they also very difficult to afford the housing and everything. So I think that is very important for the social solidarity economy, even in rich country, and of course not only to support the vulnerable, but also to empower through access. Of course, we try to empower, and this is very important. Access is very important, but also to empowering also very important. So we hope with that one, so not only just in temporary situation, but also to build the long-term resilience, economic resilience, and inclusivity. So that is the things that I think the remain homework for all of the ASEAN countries that I observe that is very need to bring together and work together. So that's all. So my presentation. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Budian. If you could join me to give a clap, a virtual clap, and also love to Mr. Budian. It's really insightful, and I'm so blessed to be the moderator of today. I do learn a lot. And Mr. Budian has shared with us the urgency. A lot of urgency is needed, but not only the problem, but also how to do the prioritizations and how to look for the integrated sustainable financing. And it's really, I personally, I feel that it's opened up my mind. And and it is the beauty of the ASEAN country come together. We can learn from one another. In Malaysia, APBGM has done a lot of localizing of SDG with both member of parliament. But for today's sharing, you helped me to understand more. Actually, a lot of things we can put together, especially to look into the sustainable financing. This is why the next year in the ASEAN summit, we want to bring in SSE. Development is important. The sustainable financing equally important. Then so we can have moved together. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also, I know that I saw a lot of familiar faces here, and Hui Yi, and you New York. This girl is a champion in the New York, and then 10 hours ago, just hosting the youth program, getting youth as a social change. And now it's midnight at her time, and she's still sitting here. So we have a good actually pillar of the youth here to support as well. In the next year's summit, we will have 4 tracks. So the 2 days of the event, we will have focus on SDG, SSE, and also another pillar is on youth. Okay, so look forward, mark your calendar, is on the 2nd and 3rd May. So, and also today, I have this chance to meet with Mr. Budian is because of Dr. Ari, our exec president, and she linked us up. And she has some questions, okay? I saw some questions has put in the chat box. So now it's the Q&A sessions. If you have any questions, welcome to put in the chat box. Or you have some reflection, welcome to put in the chat box. I will read it out. But before that, I would like to invite Dr. Abby to give a reflection, and also you can raise your question directly.
Okay, thank you very much, Joel, for opportunity for me to say something, and thank you, Shirley, for my friend Satyo Budiantoro. He is actually has the many hat in his life, engaged in the non-profit organizations as a researcher as well to support the government on NDG. So I'm quite well ensure that he understands the perspective of us as well for the SSE. So at the first, you have very good data. For me, sometimes amazing how can ASEAN collected all the data, but we need a data to make a decisions. Those sometimes me as from the CSO have different sound in the field, yeah, from what happened in the field. For example, I would like to ask you, Pak Budi. I'm happy to hear that ASEAN SDGs achievement in ASEAN is quite progressing. But however, we know that we still have problems on economic, on democracy in Myanmar. So I think this is so we cannot say that ASEAN, the whole, though has many perspectives, but I think this is like what you call it. This is still a big homework of us to say that we achieve the SDG or progressing quite well, because the one left behind, country left behind, are still among us in the among the 11 countries. How would you say about this? With the Myanmar issues in the SDGs, and how can we bring the Myanmar to be more leverage their SDGs achievement as well the economic poverty and progress in the ASEAN. So, but because at the first. This third seminar, we bring this seminar is regularly, Pak Budi. Actually would like to more understanding on the environment, yeah. So I would like to ask you, because energy will become the most questions for all of us, people and country in the world. So I would like to know do you have a data on about the energy sources in between the ASEAN member states, yeah, comparing the fossil-based and the renewable energy. So we would like to see how the country in ASEAN would like to have their directions to more renewable energy, and what is actually the ASEAN policy to promote the renewable energy. So maybe you can as well relate your recommendations or your informations with the just transitions in ASEAN, how they try to shift from the coal energy to the renewable energy. So might be we are here these discussions, yeah. Might be if you don't have data, you can share how is the trend so far, because we need as well informations from the SDG Secretariat who knows more about the just transitions on energy. Thank you. This is my questions.
Thank you, Dr. Eri. And before Pak Budian to answer the questions, we also have a few questions lined up. So perhaps I won't be able to call everyone to ask questions by herself, but you can put in the chat box. And after Pak Budian have answered Dr. Eri questions, I will read out the other 3 questions that I've already collected. Okay, back to you, Pak Budian.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Eri. Related the question, I think. For the first question, of course, that is a very hard question. But I would like to mention related to what is the necessary condition, like I previously also shared, related to the peace. Peace is very important. So that is the necessary condition of that. So if we don't have that necessary condition, of course, we have the problematic things, like also in the world also that we facing of the conflicts and some wars in some countries. So that is the challenge that we have, and also related to that. So it's of course that is the challenge, and in ASEAN, we really respect of not so much influence to other countries. So that is the challenge of the things that we have. And then the second one related to the energy. If we see the data, especially for the Vietnam and also Philippines, actually related to the transition of renewable energies, I think the most advanced in progressing using of the renewable energy. And even if we see like the geothermal, actually Indonesia is very rich for that, but the using of the geothermal in Philippines very much progressing rather than Indonesia, and Vietnam, of course, related to many renewable energy. And what is especially if I would like to share about the challenge in Indonesia, like what Eri said about the just energy transition. So there are a lot of challenges related to for the energy transition is in Indonesia. So we have challenges related to oversupply of electricity especially in Java. That is the most populated island in Indonesia. So almost 60% in Java, and then also in Madura and in Bali. So that is the challenge we have, because we already have the purchasing power agreement like 30 years, 25 years of the electricity plant powered by coal. So if we would like to terminate that one, so we must pay something. So that is the challenge related to the fiscal power that we have, and there are a lot of commitment from the just energy transition, but many of them are still loan actually. So that is also quite problematic. We expect much more than that, grant or probably like for matchmaking or matchmaking loan or something like that. But still that is we try to solve in the challenges related to that. But we made some progresses also. So we are also retired several coal powered electricity, several coal powered electricity. So we make progress, but related to the challenge of financing for the transition, especially for early retirements, we need to do a lot of exercise for that. So that is the challenge that we have to Irani. And then, so can I also answer the question in the chat?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Pak Budian, you feel free to answer. There's another 3 questions bring up by Putri and also Rutma and also Dr. Rajan.
Yeah.
Would you mind me to read out? You feel that you have a sequence to organize it? Yeah.
To make I mean, to save time, I would like to just respond. So related Putri, Putri from University of Cambridge, Gajah Mada. So yes, in local governments, of course, we facilitate the process of the how aligning the activities of the local government related to SDGs. And then we have the activities more than around 4,000 nomenclature of activities that we now try to cluster it into the goal of SDGs and also to indicator of SDGs. So then how a local government they can align to the indicator to the SDGs. So we make that easier for the local government. And of course, we do the capacity building all over Indonesia. And the next month, we also will do for the Papua. So Papua is there are a lot for new provinces, and then of course we need to support them for the capacity, and that is very important. Of course, we have all of the technocratic things and guidelines related to that. But of course, for the capacity building is very important. And then yes, all stakeholders, because the time is very limited. If I have more time, so roadmap, so I can present related to that, and how we align the ESG, the sustainable finance, and also the indicators of the government, how aligning to the SDGs, the indicator of SDGs. So we build the SDGs taxonomy. So how all of the stakeholders, even also to philanthropy, they can align their activities to indicator of SDGs. So to bridge the common languages, as the common language, as we know that there are a lot of good intention and activities because of different languages, quote unquote. So they cannot working together. And of course, the locus is very important. So that is the idea how we have the SDGs taxonomy. And related to the crowdfunding and everything. So yes, we are working with the Basnas, the Zakat institution. That's very related to that, and also for the potential of the Zakat is more than 300,000 trillions, 327 trillions, and we still collect about 25 trillion. So that is the challenges that we would like to address later on. And as we already have aligning the Zakat with SDGs, so that is why we will do much more better. And also, as in Indonesia, we already also know that the Pope of Francis came to Indonesia early of this month, and for the religions, all of the religions in Indonesia comes to have the Istiqlal Declaration. The Istiqlal Declaration is how religions they relates to the challenge for the like a poverty, like the climate change and everything. So we would like to leverage that, and also of course related to water and sanitation and hygiene. And then okay, so I think and then the current regulation, yes, we try. There are a lot of advocacy of this law of mobilizing of money and goods for the philanthropy, and we would like to also to adjust to be much more also answer the philanthropy that now really very different compared to the year of 60s at the time, because crowdfunding in digital crowdfunding and everything. So we would like to address for that. So we expect after that the mobilizing for the donation and also measurement of the impacts will be also become accommodated, because we try to avoid the philanthropy washing in SDGs also. So that is what we currently doing. Of course, still not yet finished, but now we are still in developing. I think I already, yeah. Okay, please.
Thank you, Mr. Budian. I feel like we should organize a workshop. There's so much to learn from you. and to really learn how to bring the best practices to Malaysia and to other countries. Perhaps Dr. Ari and also Dr. Ben, we can consider that one day before the summit, we do a capacity building, and then we invite Mr. Budian, and then I trust a lot of people will benefit. And I saw a few hands. I saw a few hands up, Dr. Victor, Dr. Ben, and also Hirza. Maybe I give the stage to Dr. Victor, then Dr. Ben, and then Hirza for your questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Setio, thank you so much for your presentation. Very, very interesting. I picked up 3 points which I think we should also focus on in our future discussions, and particularly the summit coming up next year. And all these 3 points you mentioned are important. You've given some evidence which will be good to present as well. One is on innovative financing. I think Indonesia, like you said, has probably done the best in the region. Thailand, here where I am based in Bangkok, we're also learning a lot from Indonesia about how to move in terms of innovative financing. The second is to focus on what you call core indicators, those that have multiple effects, yeah? And if we could use those for advocacy purposes with governments during the summit next year to see how we can accelerate progress on those core indicators. And the third was to focus on inequality and systemic issues, because that is where most of the problems lie, yeah? So those 3 takeaways on my side. My question was in relation to, based on your knowledge and your work, when you look at progress and lack of progress on the SDG indicators, goals, and targets, when you look at the 2 scenarios in terms of the economic context, yeah, one is internally within ASEAN, in terms of trade flows, capital flows, technology, etc., including, of course, social capital, manpower as well, women power. So one is the internal dynamics among the 11 ASEAN countries. The other is ASEAN's relationship externally with the US, Japan, Korea, EU, etc. Yeah. So when you take those 2 scenarios, my question is this: where are the major bottlenecks and impediments for capital generation, capital investment in SDGs? Is it more internal bottlenecks and misalignments in terms of economic strategies adopted by the respective governments of ASEAN? Or is it something that's more related to ASEAN's relation externally with donors and government partners abroad?
Thank you, Dr. Victor Karuna. I think this is a very hard question, of course. So related to within ASEAN countries. So I think we need to learn each other because like Vietnam is really have a very good progression of the economic growth, and also related to the social challenges also. Not only what I mentioned related to the poverty and inequality, but also related to the quality of health and also education. So there are a lot of progress related to that. And also, if we would like also to learn about the much more from the grassroots level, let's say. So Indonesia also have some very big experiences related to the community-driven development. So it's very big. And how from the below, from the grassroots level, and working together with the local level, and related to how to make the local development meets the demand of the local people. We have that, and also related to the programs that really quite succeed, like in Philippines actually. That I see that many research related to that for the conditional cash transfer, the conditional cash transfer that we learned, of course, from Brazil, the Bolsa Familia, that really work well in Philippines, and also it's bring impact to especially poverty and also inclusion. So and also to cut the intergenerational poverty and inequality. So I think we need to learn each other. There is several I would like to mention that we need to learn each other how we can then develop in our own country, and also related to innovative financing, of course. In Indonesia, we can share also. So that is the important thing for us to reduce the asymmetric information and also asymmetric knowledge. I think this is very, very important. So that is why the proposing of workshop is very important. We can learn each other, including for the experiences of social solidarity economy, and how we can also put this in our ASEAN organization. In ASEAN organization, of course, I think this is very important because we have the many declaration or partnership related to that, and then how we can also implement it to our countries. I think that is very important. And then the next one related to the outer of ASEAN, much more broader in the world. I think both, I think, very important. We need voices, of course. We need voices that much more stronger of developing countries to be accommodated in the global level. I think that is very important. So to make that the development trajectory or policy in global level meets the specific needs of the region. And then the next one is related to the indicators. Finally, I think the devil is in detail. So how we make the treatment all of the countries in the world, how we facilitate the process of sustainability, like in financing and everything. How if we commit to this, and then it will be incentivized, and if we don't commit to this, and then it will be some different treatment, something like that. So to make the standard of all of the world, because if we would like to, let's say we make a better related to the quality of jobs, let's say, but if other companies or other countries, they don't really to facilitate the social security for the workers, then they will have a much more competitive advantage in prices of products. So I think we need to have some different level of that. Of course, we cannot treat every country is the same, but we need some trajectory to make sure if they facilitated, and also they provided with the certain time, and then we see the progress, and then we need to have that, and then each of the regions, not only ASEAN, so we go progress together. So we try to have the racing to the top, to racing the top to the top. But of course, we need to have to make sure that there is a scientific target of each of the progressing in social and economic in environment. So I think that I think. So to make that every continent, every countries in the world moving together. Because if we have a different playing field and everything, so I think that will be not working, because then the competition is we become racing to the bottom. So that is the challenge that we have.
Thank you, Mr. Budin. Thank you, Dr. Victor, for your questions as well. Thank you, Mr. Budin, for your very holistic sharing. Due to time concern, maybe I will invite Dr. Ben and also Shirza to share your questions first, and then we see how we can answer it. And for the others, we will record this. We are recording this section, and later on we will put on YouTube. We are available to review the whole recording and also the sharing in My SDG Academy YouTube, where we will send the link to you via email as well. And later on, please prepare yourself by 12:59. 1 p.m. we will take a group photos together. But now I would like to invite Dr. Ben for your questions. Then before pass to Mr. Budian, I will invite Rizal for your quick questions as well, so we can see how to consolidate the questions. All right, so over to Dr. Ben.
Thank you, Zoel. I have two very specific questions, Mr. Setio. But first of all, thank you very much for your very amazing presentation. Indonesia is in leading position in ASEAN, and I'm quite honored and very amazed about your presentation, about also what you have in mind in terms of mobilizing countries, not only a few countries but continental networks. And I was wondering, number one, if Abapenas, under your initiative, Mr. Setio, can organize a workshop in Indonesia. Yeah. This could be a workshop that invites some governmental organizations and NGOs in Indonesia to discuss, how we can work together as a means also of input of Indonesia to the Malaysian Summit on SDG Sustainable Development Goals in May 2025. Maybe this workshop or webinar can be organized by Bapinas in February or March 2025. Yeah. So if this initiative is organized by Bapinas, maybe this webinar, Zoel, can be put in Indonesia. So that we can feature the partners organizations in Indonesia, because with the participation, Mr. Setio, we would have a very strong contingent for the summit in 2025. So this is my first question, Setio, if you can initiate a workshop in Indonesia, and maybe APPGM can feature this. My second question, Mr. Setio, is connected to this. The Philippines is organizing a conference on SSE and SDG this November. And one of the sessions is about the role of the governments. This is going to be moderated by Dato Denason Yasori of the Old Party. I wonder if you can be part of that, session where you can just, share what you have said a while ago, how we can work together. Because you see, if, for example, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Philippines can work together and move ASEAN, remember that ASEAN started with Mapilindo, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, So I was thinking, if Indonesia, Malaysia, and Philippines can move, this SSE for SDGs movement in ASEAN, then maybe we can convince the other countries, to do this likewise. So these are the two things I'd like to ask Mr. Setio, that if we can get involved, in this preparation for the summit, ASEAN summit in Malaysia, 2025, by number one, organizing this workshop under Bapinas, we can participate this as ASEC and EPPDM, and then also participate in November, either person or online, to this session in the conference we have organized. Well, Mr. Rodmark is here, Bariga is also part of this initiative. And these are the things that I'd like to convey to you, because I have heard your presentation. I'm very much inspired, and I thought that you can help us, bring Indonesia into this initiative, and we can convince the other countries of ASEAN to do likewise. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Sorry, before that, Hirza, if you have a quick questions, and then we will pass over to Dr. Ben.
So my
Yeah.
questions are related to your slide. Just now you showed the statistics for top concerns for Southeast Asians, the unemployment rates in Southeast Asia, and also the gig economy. So basically now we are facing the situations of top paying jobs are underpaid in Southeast Asia countries, which cause brain drain, and somehow we would rather pay expats more than our locals itself. And then low paying jobs or gig economy are increasing every day. And some people have no choice but to opt for low paying jobs or move to gig economy to support their cost of living. So basically they have to do the second job. So my question is, how do we provide a balance to this? How do we reduce brain drain, and how do we give more security to locals to work in their own country, including the security to those who have to do second job as well? So that's the question. Thank you.
Okay, so here's our question is more specific to the certain topic. So it might take a long time. So Mr. Budian, maybe you can address to how upcoming the workshops, and then we can actually collaborate more. I trust a lot of people appreciate your sharing today, and really hope that could work with you closely. The way forward. This is why we want to establish. Well, I think when we have the way forward, we can find a mechanism to work closely. Then a lot of questions like what shears are having, the specifics, we can address it accordingly. So Mr. Budian, I over to you for your answer, and so a wrap up for today's sessions.
Yeah. Yes, I think, of course, I really appreciate the invitation, and also the proposing ideas of Dr. Ben. A long time no see.
Yes.
I think there is we need that. I think we need that. ASEAN, I think we need that for this one. And related to the, of course, the hosting for like a webinar or workshop, I think we are really open. Currently, actually, we are really busy because in early of this October we have SDGs annual conference that I'm who is responsible for managing that. So probably after the early of October, we expect that we can manage, and we really happy if we other countries also can join with that one. And also for the workshop or meeting or conference that you propose, especially for the core, let's say the core of the ASEAN. We really looking forward for that, Dr. Ben. So we can communicate further and to make it to become the realization. And Hirsa, related to what I actually wrote in ASEAN Times. So if we can see this is experiences from the Denmark. So they have the flexicurity. So if there are social security related to the working people that they unemployed, then they can support from the government. So like unemployment benefit. But if they have unemployment benefit, so the requirements is that they need to reskilling or upskilling for the relevant for the job market. And also the other one related to so to make the this precarious work is actually is for the temporary situation. Let's say for the temporary situation, but how we can integrate and this one to temporary situation, and then upskilling, reskilling for the new one, and the new one that is can relates to the much more relevant needs of the job market. So that is the idea. But I think because the times were limited, but that is that I would like to say related to the very much pressing issue that we have related to the youth unemployment, especially, and the gig economy.
Thank you, Mr. Budian. I trust in another 4 hours, people will love to continue to learning from you. And therefore, the workshop and the continual update is crucial. We're trying to explore together with Azek how to work closely with your department in time coming. We are lining up for 2025. All right, thank you very much for everyone who are coming from different countries. We have a good maintenance throughout the whole sessions. And now we would like to take a group photos. And if you can prepare yourself on your cameras, then we will get Hirza to take a good photos together. And for update, this is a series of, while you're preparing yourself, I also do some advertisement. Okay, this is a series of a build-up dialogue, and therefore our next build-up dialogue will be on October 30. Basically, we have a dialogue, build-up dialogue on every last Wednesday of the month, and you will continue receive our marketing material via email and also via WhatsApp. All right, thank you very much for today, and if you are ready, so let's take a group photos together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we'll go to the next page. Please continue your good smile. we have a few pages here. All right, and if you would like to introduce yourself, you can put in the chat box as well. Okay, so the next pages. Okay, Shriza, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Shriza, is that done?
Yes.
For everyone?
Yes.
Okay, you took the pictures? Okay, all right. Thank you. Stay in touch via email and
Thank
feel
you.
free to contact us.
Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Feel free
Wonderful.
to and say
Thank you,
bye-bye.
Pak
Terima
you.
kasih Pak Budi.
Thank you so much, Mary.